Hello everybody, it's Sha Marie. I thought I would work today with some coiled coils. I know I posted a video, or you may know that I posted a video showing how to make a coiled coil. So I'm not going to go through that portion of it with you guys because I do have a tutorial out there showing it. What this tutorial is going to be is showing you a way to use some of those coiled coils that you might create. Something, you know, give you an idea or just some inspiration or whatever to just use up some of your coiled coils. So I'm going to do a memory wire necklace and bracelet. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to put my whole arm under the camera here. A memory wire necklace and bracelet. And because I do not have a pair of memory wire shears, I had to take these up and have my son cut them with his tool, so they're already cut. But we'll go through the process of what I plan on making with this. I have not put this together yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to come out or if it's going to come out. But I think it will work, and I think it will look really pretty. So my coiled coils are these pretty little spirals here. These two are 3 inches long. This one is 2.5 inches long. This one is for the bracelet. These two are for the necklace. It took me about 45 minutes this morning to make these coils by hand. There is a thing called a coiling gizmo that you can get that is a crank, and it is super amazing. If you're lucky enough to already own one, this will be a whole lot easier for you. And if not, it's something if you decide you like the look of these coiled coils and want to work with them, it might be something you want to think about investing in. I haven't gotten one yet, but I do plan on getting one very, very soon because I think I want to show you guys a lot more ideas to make with the coils, and it would be real handy for me to have one as well. So right now I am just pulling off some 24 gauge copper wire. This is going to be for my wire wraps, which actually I don't need that much because I've already wrapped most of them. I only need a couple pieces. So I'm going to cut off a couple pieces about 3 inches long. I got most of my wraps done in advance. Actually, I started this tutorial already and then my camera went dead, so I didn't want to undo them all. So these ones here are already wrapped for us. I'll just do a couple on camera with you guys. And so let's start with what my original plan was for this. And we're going to start with the necklace. And I just put an earring back on the back of it when I'm working, just so that I can pull it off if I need to adjust this side before I roll it. It just holds everything in place for me while I'm working. This will be a choker style necklace. So we're going to do like a little V here with the beads. They will hang right between your collarbone. And these beads here are 10 millimeter African turquoise jasper beads. These small 6 millimeter ones are, what did I do with my, here it is, 6 millimeter fancy jasper. And I just separated the strand and took out all the colored ones that were like the pinks and the yellows and all that kind of stuff that come on them, because I just want the green. So I just pulled all those ones off and put them aside to use for another project another day. I pulled out some little 2 to 3 millimeter copper spacer beads. I am using a gold memory wire because I do not have any in copper. I don't even know if they make memory wire in copper, but I did want to use the copper coils. So these coils are made with 24 gauge wire. I don't know if I already mentioned that. Again, I'm not going to go through how to make them. If you want to see how to make them, check out my tutorial on making copper coils and coiled coils, and yeah, let's get started. So my plan is, and what I had already gotten started and then had to boot, throw it away, restart, reboot, was I'm putting one of the 6 millimeter, one of the copper spacers, and I'm going to do this for a total of total of 5 6mm jasper beads. So we'll just get these on. Super simple, quick and easy. And the reason why I picked out these green off the Fancy Jasper strand was just so they would go better with my turquoise here. Although the other ones really would have been pretty as well. I just wanted to stick with this color. And I'm going to put one more here. And then that gives me 5 with the little spacer beads in between them. I'm not putting one on this end because that's where my coils will be eventually. And then I'm just going to put on one of these big old pretties. Alright, now these I have to put in order of what is correct because, like I said, I had already started it. Alright, so I already have some linked together. So I want this one that has no link. So you're going to put, and if you want to pre-link yours, you could do that. But I had them started on here. And so I'm just going to slide on one of those. And another one of these. And then I'm going to put on the 2 links. And another one of the turquoise. Another of the 2 links, which will be 3 on this one eventually. That was where I cut out, was when I was working on these links. Another one of the 2, so there's 3 of them so far. Another 10mm, and then the last one that's only got 1 section of links. Another 10mm. And then we'll start the process with the spacer beads and the 5 6mm over again. And try to pick out the greener of the greens. Although I guess it really doesn't matter too much. A little difference in them is kind of nice too. This one's got a little bit of a brownish look to it. And we'll do this nice little marbled one. And you could do this with any bead you have. And it doesn't have to be 10 and 6. It could be 10 and 8s, or it could be 8s and 6s, or you know, whatever you have. Any type of gemstone, any type of glass bead, anything you want to put on will work perfectly fine. So this is what we end up with. This is where I was at when my camera died on me and I had to start over, so I hadn't gotten too far at least. And from this point I'm going to link one more to this middle one. I did have all of these end ones done up on a head pin, but I took one off just so that I can do one with you. So I just have these little copper head pins. They're short, they have a big head, and they are strong. They are a really strong head pin. So I'm just going to do a simple loop. Just like that. And I only needed one of these, I guess, not 2. So to do a wrapped loop, we're just going to bend it over approximately an inch-ish or so. Go down on your pliers a little ways, depends on how big you want the hole of your loop to be. I like a, it's not huge, but it's not real small. Grab my pliers and hold on to it. I don't make the best wrap loops either, so bear with me. And I find it more difficult when I'm doing them with wire than I do if I'm using a head pin or an eye pin. I think it's because the wire is more flimsy. I don't know. But, I mean, it's not too bad. It's okay. It'll work. Trim it off. Put my last bead on. And I do want my loops to go offset from each other. I don't want this top one to go this way. I want it to go this way, if that makes sense. So they stack together better. So I'm just going to give it a little bend back, bring it forward, wrap it around, do all the duals. Oops, you know what? I gotta hook it to this one first. You want to make sure they're connected. And it would be easier probably if I had connected the 3 before I put them onto the necklace, but you know, we want to make life easy. But it definitely would have been easier. Okay, so and we're just going to wrap this one up. This wire is really flimsy. It's definitely not German wire or half hard. But that's okay. It will do the job. So here we have this so far. Now all we're going to do is add on our last little beads. And of course these ones will open up so I can just put them right on. Again, if I had linked all these together before I strung the necklace, life would have been easier. And you'd think after the first attempt, that got, you know, the first one I started, I would have learned that. But that's okay. This is working just fine. So we're just opening and closing these loops just like you would a jump ring. Whoop. Get a hold of it though. Clipping them right on. And warp to our last one. Now because I only made a 3-inch strand of coiled coil, it's not going to go all the way to the top. But I don't really want it to go all the way to the top anyways, because if it's behind your neck, those coils will pinch and grab your hair and pull. So it's only going to go up part of the way, and I'm just going to finish off the end of it afterwards with these little beads, just to finish off until I get to the loop. So, sorry, I didn't mean to kick my desk. So here we have the end of our loop, our coiled coil, from where we coiled it onto the last wire that we take it off of. And we always have these little pieces that we used to hold it while we were coiling. I'm just going to cut that right in there like that, and I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to try to kind of bend them down in and try to tuck them away down into the center of the coil, just so they're not pokey and grabby. Kind of like that. Hope you can see it pretty well. I think so. So we're going to do that on both ends. So all these little pieces that were wrapped around our coiling wire, trim them off. And just try to get them tucked in there as best you can. You basically are just trying to tuck the ends away like you would if you were making anything with wire. You know, you always got the little ends that you need to find a place to tuck. And I find the best place to tuck them is right back inside the coil. There's a lot of traffic today. Like this. So now it's all tucked in there. I'm going to feed it just like I would a bead right onto the end of my wire. Get that side out of the way. And pull it right down. I'm going to let it come up to the end of here for a minute so I can snug it with that stopper. Okay, I'm going to take my stopper off, move it to the other side. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other coil. I'm going to put that one on this side. See if I can move that a little bit, get my beads out of the way. So again, we're going to uncoil these ones that are those are little loose strands. Try to find the end of it. This one's kind of a knotted mess. Tuck that one down in. It takes a little finagling to get a hold of it and get it in the right place. And I just use the end of my plier afterwards and just give it a push right in there. I got one of them. I didn't get the other one evidently. I will though. There we go. It's going down in there now. Okay. There we have that one. And again, we're just going to put it onto our wire. I have to move these up a little bit. And because it's wire, you know, your ends want to catch on the inside, so you just have to kind of work with it a little bit. But isn't that pretty? How pretty is that? Beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Silver Silk's wire mesh. Very much so, actually. So now I'm just going to try and get it somewhat even here at the top so that when I bead on my beads, just to finish off the end, I have approximately the even amount. And I'm going to go back and forth, making sure I come up somewhat even. I mean, if one has one more than the other, I'm not gonna worry about that, but And you can tuck those closer, which will actually help close that up a little bit. So I think I'm going to do, I'll do 8 here. See how it looks. Go to the other side. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do 6 because wire's getting short quick. And I still have to roll a loop. No, that's 6, so I'll go with 8. Put on 8 here. I wish these beads were the shiny copper like this, but they're not. This is almost a rose gold color copper. And my wire, yeah, well, obviously my wire is, because it's the same wire I made the coils out of. That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? I was saying my wire matches. Oh, Jean-Marie. Some days I wonder why you're left to your own devices. Okay, I have 8 on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put 8 on this side. I find my bag of them. Please excuse my nails. Coiling the coils is extremely hard on my nails. I will be really happy to get a coiling gizmo because I really beat my nails up wiring these by hand. It's worth it because they are so pretty. I just love the looks of them, but it really is hard on your hands, hard on your nails, hard on your fingers. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on this side. I think I want a nice tight wrap when I make my loop. I think I can maybe go 2 more on this side, then I'll push everything over to the other side. I'll push everything this way and add 2 more to the other side. And if I can only get 1 on the other side, that's fine too. And this memory wire for this necklace memory wire is really, really tough. So I'm going to start, yeah. It is the hardest memory wire I think I've ever seen. And I got this through Beadbox Bargains. I don't know where they got it from, but I tell you what, it's a good memory wire. You can hear me struggling. It's terrible. I mean, it's not terrible, it's good, but it is really tough. Okay. Which is why I couldn't even cut it with my old crappy pair of cutters. Alright, now I'm going to take this end off. Let's move everything up nice and tight. Oops, I'm losing things. What did I add? 2 more to that one? Yeah, let's put 10. Thankfully, the bracelet memory wire is not as tough as this one. Alright, and I think I'm looking at extra space here, which I could have added a few more beads, but we're just going to roll it at this point. I'm going to have my son cut that little nub off for me because I don't have anything that will cut it, and it's a little longer than I need. But that's okay. For now, we can... I'm definitely going to have him cut that for me. I do like the strength of it, but it's really hard to work with because if you need to cut it, I'm assuming if I had a pair of memory wire cutters, they would cut this thick of memory wire. I don't know because I've never had a pair and I've never had memory wire as tough as this one is. But that's what we've got. Isn't it pretty? Whoops, it would be prettier if I actually held it so that, you know, they're all dangling down. How pretty is that? And, you know, if you don't like it on the back of your neck open like that, you can always add a piece of chain and a lobster clasp. That's what I usually do because I don't like to lose them. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's going to look funny because I do have that little nubby hanging out there, but that's okay. We'll make do. I think that is so pretty. So pretty. This would have been real pretty with rose quartz beads. That would have been really pretty. All right, I do have a lobster clasp. I don't want that link because it's not a very good one. Let's see if I can get that one out of there. That one looks pretty good. And get some chain. If I have any. Let's see. Something pretty. I just haven't. That's seen better days. Yeah, I'll go with this. This is pretty links. Again, it's more the color of the beads than it is the color of the metal, but that's okay. It's kind of a cross between the two. So I'm just going to cut off probably, oh, maybe 2 inches of it. Oops. Help with my, oh, it was up here where you can see. Yeah, I think 2 inches is plenty. And then I'm just going to lobster clasp right to whichever link feels comfortable when I'm wearing it. So let's take this off. And I'm going to put it on this one, put the lobster clasp on the other one. I may even find that I need to file that down a little bit on the end because of the fact that it is such a tough metal, and my son's cutters that he uses they're a little bit serrated, so they make a rough edge. So there's that. At least the lobster clasp matches it. Kind of like using 3 different shades of gold. Copper can be the same way sometimes. But I suppose I could always take my polishing cloth and see if I can take some of that color off in it, make it shine a little bit more. And there you have it. And you know, when you're wearing it, if you need it out to here or whatever to make it hang correctly. My beads are getting caught up on each other here. But anyway, there you have it. Doesn't that look really, really pretty? I love these coiled coils. They just look like a big cluster of beads to me. I think that's so pretty, but again, they do remind me very much of the silver silk. So we'll move that out of the way, and we're going to do the bracelet. And I am going to roll one side of the bracelet, even though I haven't actually put this together yet. I think I can figure it out well enough to not have to worry too much about it. So this coil I'm going to cut in half. So I'm just going to get in here I'm going to measure it, make sure I get it closer to even. This should be 2.5 inches for this one. And it is. So I want to go right about 1.25 inches and just nip it. Now, because I don't have these wires here on the end now, all I'm going to do is take this end of the coil. I really want my pliers, I think. This end of my coil and just turn it to the inside a little bit. And again, just give it a little bit of a push. It shouldn't, I mean, it's not scratching a thing. I'm not feeling a single thing on it, so it's fine. Actually, I may even just cut this one. I stretched it a little too much anyway. And just push it down in there. Try to. Yeah, perfect. Alright, the bracelet's going to go way easier than the necklace did, obviously. And we're going to push that all the way around. And I'm debating, do I want to put the copper beads on the other end? I think I'm going to, just to keep it consistent. I mean, the main reason I did that one is because I didn't want it on the back of my neck pulling my hairs, but we'll keep it kind of consistent here. And let's do 5 beads. And then put on our coiled coil. I love how these act just like a bead. They just slide right onto whatever you're doing. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Alright, so let's start putting on some of these beads. Let's mix up these greens a little bit. And do I want 3 or do I want 1? I think I want 3 of the turquoise in the middle of it. And this is going to take a little bit of finagling to figure out exactly what's going to fit, because I like I said, I have not already made it, and I don't know what's going to fit. I know that these 3 beads are going to be right about there, so maybe just one more section. Let's give that a try. Put on one more copper spacer bead, and I think that's going to look really pretty. I'm running out of the greener of the greens here. I'm starting to mix in some some more brownish, taupish colors, but that's okay, still looks pretty. hear a blue jay. I've got 4, so I need 1 more. Yeah, that's looking really nice. Very pretty. Alright, let's get this one turned in on the end. Just get those little barbs out of the way. I was trying to do them both together, but it wasn't working. Do them individually. Yeah, all tucked away. And get those beads around the other side. There we go. I put 5 on that one. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit 5 on this one. Yeah, I'm going to scrunch these down just a little bit. It just helps push the bead up closer to the coil. So I'm going to put 4 on and see if I can roll it. Maybe not. I think I get enough. Actually, I think I can get the last bead on. Come on now. There is a little give in those coils. I'm just compressing them a little bit. Doesn't hurt anything. There. Nope, got that one inside the bead. Inside the loop. Get it just a little tighter here. Okay, trim this one down a little bit too. Make them a little bit evener, a little more even, I guess should be saying. There. Isn't that pretty? I think it looks really nice. I do wish my copper beads matched a little better, but, you know, can't have everything, right? It's a really pretty little set, though. I do think I'm going to take my polishing cloth and see if I can't get a little bit more of a light shine on these beads. I don't mind my polishing cloth. It's seen better days. It's been well used. Oops. clean the table. I don't think it's going to work. Maybe if I was a little more patient and spent a little bit of time doing it, it might work, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. So I'm going to put this up on a form for you so you can see it hanging. So here is the finished product. The necklace and the bracelet hanging together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you were able to take away something from it on, you know, how to use some of those pretty coils that you can create. And I hope you guys enjoyed it enough to want to attempt it yourself. It's really not that hard. And again, like I said, if you had the coiling gizmo, you've got way more of a head start than I do. So yeah, give it a try. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate it. And Star Curry, please send me your contact information so I can send you out your goodies. I really do appreciate you, and thank you for your purchase of the super stickers. And maybe next month, if anyone would like to purchase a super sticker, I can get some names into the drawing and somebody can walk away with some nice little something. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate you putting up with me. And love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. See you guys. Bye.